5-game losing streak, and it was a game where they were playing on hard mode. No Steph Curry, no Draymond Green. Who was going to step up? Well, one of those guys, Jonathan Kuminga, who set a new career high in scoring. We will hear from him in seconds, but first let me welcome Monty Poole, Festus Ezeli.
Monty!
Thank you for joining us on Toyota Warriors Post-Game Live. Jonathan Kuminga has the headset on. JK, that last bucket that you had, Steve Kerr drew that up for you. You took your time, then you attacked, and then Steph and Draymond got out of their seats. What was that moment like for you, knowing if you guys made that bucket, that was very likely what sealed the win?
It was a very big moment. I was a little nervous. I really wanted to go get that ball, and just having Draymond and Steph supporting you, telling you like, "Yo, go get the ball." Like the whole team was behind me, telling me go get the ball and just be comfortable and take your time. And I think that boosts my energy and more of my confidence to just go out there and make a play.
Jonathan, you knew going into this game that Steph was not going to play. You knew Draymond was not going to play, and you knew that you had a big role in this game. You knew you'd be starting. What was your mentality like coming into this game, knowing that you'd be counted on to do some big things, and you did?
It was just most definitely going out there and just, help us win, be more confident, because I know a lot of pressure is going to be on me, even on the rest of the guys, because we don't have Steph and Draymond. And just having that confidence and knowing that, days like this count where they need you out to be more aggressive and go out there and be the best version of yourself. So that's why I just had to go out there and just step up and just be myself.
Air Congo! What does it feel like? What does this win say about this team so far? No Steph, no Draymond. What does it say about the team's confidence and the team so far?
It just show how many people we got. Without Steph and Draymond, we have a lot of guys that could play, a lot of guys that are willing to play. A lot of people don't get that many minutes, but anytime we get this type of chances and opportunity, we just go out there and just show up.
Along with that mentality question, too, it looked like you guys really had a mission in this game to play quick, to get going in transition. One time I saw you moving your finger like, let's go, let's get it up the floor. What do you think about the way that you guys played well in transition so you weren't facing a set defense?
We spoke about it. We practiced a lot, and we wanted to just make this game as a transition game. We didn't want to slow down and play half court. We wanted to just get out there and run, We got a lot of people that got a lot of energy, including me, so that's what we wanted to do. And just go out there and run.
Thank you, JK. You are an energy guy for sure. Congratulations on a new career high, 33. Appreciate you. So we got to show this tape tonight because Jonathan Kuminga, when he is in attack mode, he is very difficult to stop, and he knows it, Monty.
Yeah, JK is one of those guys who, when he sets his mind to it, sometimes it's a little strong, but when he sets his mind to it, he is just really hard to stop because he's got a great combination of agility and strength and quickness. And also, we all know he can jump out of the building.
This game right here, he just proved me right. I told you before the game, Carrot, Monty, I told you. This is the X factor for the Warriors this season. Jonathan Kuminga, his athleticism is what puts the Warriors over the top. We talk about, the older guys and Steph and Draymond. These guys are still very effective, but it's so important to have the bench. JK, Moody, Kevon Looney, all these guys and their contributions are going to be so key this season. And having a game like this from Jonathan Kuminga, especially those buckets in the clutch, these are confidence builders, but it's just showing the Warriors what they have. They have a stud in Jonathan Kuminga.
Do you feel like we doubted you? What is this?
I'm just saying, this is proof. I'm just happy that he showed me that I was right tonight.
We saw what JK can do down the end of the stretch last season. Remember how good he was? Yeah. So you knew he had this in him. You didn't know if he would have it in him in this situation because no Steph, no Draymond, a 5-game losing streak. You want to see it. You need 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 to see it. And you saw it tonight. And he didn't just score 20 points. He put up 33. And he also carried them down the stretch in the fourth quarter. So, JK, this is his game.
Okay, so here's a few things that I loved about the game tonight. I say his athleticism because it's so important. When you play small, you have guys like Steven Adams who were burying guys under the rim for offensive rebounds. JK, a guy who's a high flyer, he would fly over the top and hit those balls out of his hands. Those things were so momentum building. Then you can get out in transition and run because you got some stops. But overall tonight, great win by the team. Defense was won this game. You talk about a game with no Steph, no Draymond. Yeah. You only made 9 threes, and you were able to win the game against the red-hot Houston Rockets. It was defense that won this game tonight.
No question about it. I mean, the Warriors, outside of JK and Wiggs, they didn't shoot the ball that well. Yeah. The rest of the guys shot in the low 30s. But Wiggins and JK, they combined for, 55 points or 67 points. So They carried the offense, but defense was the way. It was always going to be the way. You know that. I mean, if they couldn't get stops, they wouldn't win this game. And this time they got stops down the stretch, and that's been a problem.
That's right.
13 of 22, plus Jonathan Kuminga was hitting threes in this game, so just giving you a variety of shots. The ball was in his hand a lot. These are the opportunities that he wanted. You were talking about this, his second straight start, and when you don't have some teammates, when you're shorthanded, what can you show you can do? Maybe there's a contract stuff in the back of his mind. He just, the man wants his money.
He went out there and showed you that he needed that money. All right, so JK tonight, it's not just about the money. It's learning how to win in this league. It's really hard to get wins in the NBA. But when you have a game where 2 of your stars are out and you're still able to pull a win out, it says a lot about the depth of the Warriors, but it also is confidence building. We've been talking a lot about crunch time tape. Well, tonight, up 4 with 4 minutes left. What do? Can you get stops and can you get buckets? Jonathan Kuminga getting buckets. Kevon Looney getting great stops on the defensive end, sliding in those puppies. I was really impressed by Brandon Pajemski as well, getting the ball to exactly where it needed to be, where it needed to get there.
Yeah, this is one of those games where I know going into this game, we're like, okay, who can be the closer? You know, because traditionally, the closer's number 30, right? And so Steph is not available. So who can close this game out? And JK, to me, made a case of him being an alternate closer. Right. You know, he's got the goods, and against certain teams, and a team like this especially, an athletic team, a lot of wings, and a big man who is solid but not a real good rim protector. He can attack, and he did. And that was the key to this winning in terms of the offense.
Yeah, the Warriors leaning hard tonight on JK and Wiggins. Monty mentioned those two combined for 56 points to power the offense.
And they made them free throws. Hey!
There we go. There was a clip of Andrew Wiggins at the end of the third quarter heading to the bench. He was panting. He played his buns off tonight. What do you think about the tone?
Look at Wiggs.
What do you think about the tone that he set, especially early on?
Well, it's always good to see aggressive Wiggins. We always say that, you know, and you know, some nights he's more aggressive than others, but tonight you can tell he understood his mission. You can look over there, you see Steph sitting there. Buddy's not getting it going right now. So, dude, it's got to be you and JK. And he held up his end of the bargain, so he did a nice job tonight. Really nice. 9 rebounds, too.
There you go.
A nice job on defense.
Two-way Wiggs, 9 rebounds. Okay, I'm going to go to the defensive end. Since you talk about the offense, he was 3 for 4 from the three-point line, but we're not going to talk about that. I want to talk about the defense. Because what he did tonight on Jalen Green, held him to 4 for 16 from the field, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. That is the Andrew Wiggins that you need on the floor. On one end, you're stopping guys, and on the other end, you're scoring. Him and JK together on the floor, that's a dangerous combo. And they have to figure out a way to play both these guys together, because if you have that kind of productivity without Steph, when you put Steph on the floor and you have that gravity and you have that floor spacing, that can be really dangerous as you go down the line. So when you talk about pieces on the team, you have a lot of pieces that you have to put together. And it just puts a lot of pressure on Steve Kerr to figure out how do you play these pieces together as they continue to figure out the lineup so far.
You may recall that when this season started, Wiggins and JK were both in the starting lineup.
That's right.
And that was that time when Wiggins was playing in the backcourt with Steph. JK was the 3, Draymond's the 4. And as the season went on, the Warriors didn't like their spacing because JK wasn't making any threes. But JK is going to be a guy who makes threes sometimes. He's not going to be a sharpshooter. And so he's never going to be the ideal 3 because you want your ideal 3 to be able to make at least 37, 38% of his threes.
That's right.
So, but JK is more of a slasher. That's what he is. And the Warriors will tell you, he's really has the skills for a 4, but he doesn't rebound like a 4. So he's kind of in between. But this is a situation where he knows what he can do best is on display here, and that is be an athlete and play with force. He did it tonight, and it made a difference. I mean, without JK, would they lose this game by 20?
There you go. I mean, JK was 20 points over his average. He came into this game averaging 13.8, arrived at the career high 33. Wiggins above his average as well. And one of the season storylines was who's going to be the number 2 scorer behind Steph Curry. What about both of these guys? Any given night they can both step up, and they had to tonight when they're shorthanded.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 guys that are candidates, and it's JK, it's Wiggins, and it's Buddy. And tonight, JK and Wiggs came up with 56 points. Yeah, so you take that. I mean, when Steph's around, you're not going to get that many nights. But I think there will be nights when, if they're all healthy, when Steph, JK, and Wiggins can easily combine for 75, 80 points.
I just love the fact that there was other aspects to the games that we saw tonight. They outshot the Houston Rockets from the free throw line, 10 more free throws, 27 free throws for the Warriors tonight. Outscored them in the paint. I mean, these are all the little things that we talk about. When we talk about scoring, we talk about defense, we talk about crunch time. These are all things that later on in the season, you're going to think this part of the season. I'm not worried about wins and losses at 20 games in. I'm worried about how the team is playing, what confidence they have in each other. And I thought tonight this was a gritty win by the whole team. The others, like Shaq and them usually say, but this is a gritty team by the Warriors, and it just shows the depth that they have. And as you go down the season, is a confidence builder.
There's a saying that whenever I talk to Draymond about these situations, he always says, this part of the season is about building good habits. And if you build good habits, they'll pay off in the end.
Okay.
And tonight, they played well. I mean, low turnovers. They weren't very efficient on offense, but they got the big buckets. So this is the kind of way they can win games like this. It's ugly, but they won because they had the pizzazz at the end.
10 turnovers, only giving their opponent 10 points. That's one of the big difference, and made more of their free throws tonight. They also had these spurts where they were in control of the game. So they went into the locker room with a lead. The end of the second quarter and then the start of the third quarter, they strung that together, the Warriors did, for a 25-6 run. So building enough of a lead that in this game, their 7th consecutive clutch game, they could keep. There you go. What did you think about that stretch?
Well, I thought, I'm watching this and I'm going, we saw the lead whittle down. It went from 14-7 in like a little over 90 seconds, a little less than 90 seconds. And Steve Kerr called a timeout. When he called that timeout, I don't know what he said, but the words came out. I'm guessing he said, "Guys, we ain't doing this again."
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you saw them play good defense and play consistent defense, and they took their time when they needed to, and they ran when they could. Yes.
Energy. After the first quarter, he scored 18 points in the first quarter. So coming back, bouncing back in the second quarter, scoring 31, shows you the mentality of this team. They were going to be aggressive tonight. Andrew Wiggins had 11 in the second quarter. That was huge. Jonathan Kuminga just put his head down and really just went to the rim. That's exactly what you need from him. His ability to get by people, he has an incredible first step. That's his advantage. Now the Warriors, is on them to figure out how do we continue to take advantage of this speed and this quickness. This is a thing that you see from him when Steph Curry's out of the game. He can pull up and do that. But one of the things that he can do is take advantage. I just wanted in the fourth quarter, get whatever switch you wanted, whether it's Fred VanVleet, whoever it is, and just attack. This is what they did in the last 4 minutes, and that's why they had success tonight.
But what do you do when everybody's healthy? I mean, because I personally kind of thought that the J.K. Buddy combination off the bench was lethal because of what they bring. So do you find a way to put J.K. in the starting lineup and leave Buddy out there as the sixth man? Or how do you play that, though? That's going to be the issue that comes up because this kind of game like this tells you that J.K. needs to play, whether it's starting or he needs to finish in a game like this, but whether it's as a starter or off the bench, he needs to be playing 25 minutes a night at least.
I mean, I love the lineup with, J.K. Wiggs, but you have Moses Moody, Brandon Pajemski, and, Kevon Looney was another guy who was, you can't say enough about what Kevon has done. So we're going to go get into all that, but I love the fact that J.K. really took it on himself tonight and said, listen, these guys are not here. I'm going to get my money tonight. Going against Jalen Green, who was my second running mate in the G League.
Look at these two.
What a great picture.
Look how young they look.
How old is that picture?
There you go. Oh, my God. Yeah, these guys giving, the Timberwolves coming into town as well. These guys giving the rim a workout tonight. The Warriors only had 9 3-pointers in this game, but secured the win. Thanks to these two combining for 56. When we come back on Toyota Warriors Postgame Live, we get to hear from Steve Kerr as this 5-game losing streak ends tonight.
Toyota Warriors Postgame Live is presented by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.